Mike, turn your games down.
Space, the final frontier. These are the continuing voyages of games my mom found. As we continue our one-year journey to explore the Star Trek films and venture to the unknown, where many podcasters have gone before. I am Mike Albertin, and who's making a comparison to the Cold War with me tonight?
It's Peter, insert Shakespeare quote here, Bingham-Pankratz.
And I'm going out on a high note. It's Carusetta Kerry.
And you know you haven't heard Shakespeare till you heard it in Klingon.
The
That's
original
right.
Klingon is what he said.
That means Shakespeare is supposed to be Klingon in his mind, or what the hell?
I don't know.
I didn't understand what he meant by original.
It's a reference to all these things in this movie are references, but it's a reference to Germany declaring that Shakespeare was originally German. He moved to England. It was an attempt to like claim authorship over all the great things, basically.
Right.
I did not know that.
Shakespeare was so great. Shakespeare was so great. He had to be German, and that was what happened in the real world. Yeah.
Okay. Is he German?
No,
Okay.
No.
he's not Klingon either. But
I knew he wasn't. Well, yeah, I was pretty sure he wasn't Klingon.
yes, there are lots of
He did have a
references.
big forehead, right?
What's that?
In the pictures. Doesn't Shakespeare have a big forehead? I feel like when I've seen pictures or drawings of him, but maybe I'm wrong.
Shakespeare looks more like the original Klingons.
He had a
There you
beard and a mustache.
A beard and a mustache.
So we're here to talk about Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, directed by Nicholas Meyer, screenplay by Nicholas Meyer and Denny Martin Flynn, and production company Paramount Pictures, and came out in 1991. And this is also the send-off of the original crew, pretty much. I mean, we do get a little bit more, but this is technically their send-off, which I did not completely realize.
Yeah, they.
It's only 3 next movie.
Yeah, they are briefly. A couple of people are briefly in Generations, and then canonically, some of them appear again. But
Yeah.
Right.
in terms of when this movie was made, this was the last gasp of the original crew.
Yeah. We get 3 of them as guest stars in Next Generation.
Okay. But
Right.
we don't get the whole crew together
No.
from the original show. This is the last time.
Right.
So I always start these off with our memories. I had seen this movie once when I was going through the entire Star Trek series. I had zero memory of it, other than I remember they went to prison and I remember snipers. That was it. That's my history. Peter.
I remember watching this a couple times when I was a kid. My dad had a big Laserdisc collection with like a box set with all the Star Trek movies in them. So
Nice.
I watched this a couple times, and I watched it again recently with my family. Maybe during the pandemic around that time period. So I've seen it a number of times, but yeah, it's fresh in my mind.
Kerry.
I have seen this once before this, maybe, in the last 15, I think I saw it maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. I didn't remember it super well. I remembered basically that, I remembered the very end, them foiling the assassination, but I didn't remember who was behind it. And I remember them being in prison on the ice planet, the Klingon. I remembered them having the trial and going to prison, but that's about all I remembered from it.
Okay. That is fair. At least I'm glad they didn't end on 5. I will say that.
Yeah, I loved this. I love this. This is, probably my second favorite one, or maybe third. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like Kahn is just like
A really good movie.
objectively better. It's just a good movie. But I
Right.
think 4 and 6 are my 2 favorite of the original 6.
Both are.
4 is still my favorite. I love a time travel story. But 6
Yeah.
I thought it was actually really good.
Oh,
You-
I was surprised by how good it was actually.
and I should do a plot summary quick. So somehow Kirk is still captain of a ship, even though he shouldn't be. And in here, he is sent out to check on the Klingons and help make peace. But does he really want peace? Is he still mad that they killed his son? Is he racist or not? These are all questions answered in the undiscovered country known as peace. There
Very
we go.
good.
Off the top of my head.
We're covering a Shakespeare quote as well.
Oh, I forgot that is.
Oh yeah, right. I was thinking, isn't Star Trek II Wrath of Khan begins with revenge is a dish best served cold, old Klingon proverb.
Right. Yeah.
And now we're getting the Shakespeare in the original Klingon
Right.
thing. That's fun. That's funny.
You can tell.
Also-
Like, I'll just say that like the writer of this, the main writer is Nicholas Meyer, who wrote Star Trek 2 and who wrote Star Trek 3 and 4, or parts of. I think he wrote 3 too.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
He loves to borrow from the classics, and like he borrows from Shakespeare and a couple other things in this. And I think the reason it works is because of his writing, and he directed it too. But they went back to basically, all right, these other Star Trek V didn't work, so we need Nicholas Meyer. He knows how to make a good Star Trek movie.
Yeah, we're not letting Leonard Nimoy or William Shatner direct this time.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that Leonard Nimoy, they offered the job to him, but he was worried that if he took it, Shatner would be upset and not want to be in the movie.
Oh, he absolutely would. Yeah. So Nimoy did 4 only, right? That's the only one he directed?
He did 3. He did 3 and 4.
Oh, he did 3 and 4. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
and then Nicholas Meyer directed 2. Did Nicholas direct 2 or did he just write 2?
He directed 2 and 4. Yeah.
No. Wait.
He directed part 2. He directed
So he directed 2 and 6, and he wrote 2, 3, 4, and 6, or at least co-wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I think it shows. I mean, it's shot really well. It looks way better. My son came in the room while I was watching it, and he's like, how old is this? And I'm like, it's 1991. He's like, oh, is that before Next Generation? I'm like, no, that's like
during
4th or 5th season of Next Generation. It's like 4th or 5th season of Next Generation. And he's like, really? It looks so much worse. And I'm like, I don't think it does really look that much worse. In fact, I think it looked. And so I literally brought up the episode we just watched of Next Gen in one window and then the DVD in the other window and showed him. I was like, look, the picture's sharper. It was shot for a movie, for a film screen instead of a CRT television, and you can tell it looks really good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can no longer see the ghosting when they're doing green screen stuff in space. You don't see the little boxes around the ships anymore. It still looks like the original series, but it looks really good, I think.
Yeah, they sharpened up what I was reading. They sharpened up the way to do effects, so they got rid of the box, which is present in all the other ones.
That's good.
And they got ILM back to do the effects because they knew that Star Trek V absolutely had horrible effects. So
right. Well, it's funny because ILM. We discussed this before, but the whole box around the ships thing is not in any of the Star Wars movies. Though I guess it is in the original theatrical cut of a new. Yeah, it is. But anyway,
Lucas made sure you can't watch that movie and know about that anymore. So hey,
yeah. But like we've talked about before when we've done our Star Wars episodes, I think Peter and I both have the DVD transfers of the
original cut.
Oh, well, it's the Laserdisc, which is the closest to the original cut, and you can definitely see the box on the Star Destroyer at the beginning of A New Hope, but only A New Hope, not Empire, to my knowledge. But anyway, I was watching the director commentary for this, but I didn't finish it because it was really kind of annoying. Honestly, it was not a good one. It was Nicholas Meyer and I think Lawrence Connor, and they're just talking and laughing a bunch and not really giving any information at all. At least for the
point
first
of the commentary.
I watched 20 minutes of it and they're just hanging out oh yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about, not liking this person or this person not liking something and so on. And they're just chit chatting while the movie's playing in the background. And then occasionally one of them will mention something. And one of the things Nicholas Meyer said, ooh, this is the first CGI effect in a movie. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. But he's talking about the explosion at the begining that
what's the name of that planet?
Is that Praxis?
Yeah, it's now known as the Praxis explosion or something, or it was known because it's the same. It's in the Death Star.
And I didn't feel like that I didn't feel like that. Am I missing the plot relevance of that? Because it didn't feel like that had anything to do with the movie.
I mean, it's supposed to be Chernobyl. It does have a plot in that the moon is their energy production site.
Right. For the Klingons.
Yes.
The Klingons. It exploded because of an industrial accident, basically, and it left the Klingons 50 years left of life on their planet. So their choice was either expand or die.
Or they had or get help from the Federation, I guess.
Right, yes. Either they make peace and get help or they conquer more territory to get back what they lost.
Get the energy, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the deal. Okay. I guess I missed that. I guess I didn't catch that at the beginning. They had that explosion. We get to see Captain Sulu.
Right.
First time his first name's ever been used on film.
Right.
In any of the movies or TV shows. And I like that, him as captain of the Excelsior.
Same.
It's good to see another crewman finally do something else besides be on the Enterprise.
Yeah, well, I guess Chekhov was the commander on that ship that Kahn, what was it? The Reliant, I think.
Right.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah.
Then he just comes back to the Enterprise and they're all there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Spock becomes captain of the Enterprise briefly. That's about it. And that's also in 2. But
yeah, they call Spock.
Seen Sulu have his own ship. That was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And I knew that from Voyager first.
Yeah, Voyager has an episode where it talks about this movie, in fact, yeah.
Yes. The person that it turns out that Lieutenant Tuvok was the ensign that handed Sulu his tea, according to that Voyager episode.
Yeah.
They retconned it, huh?
Yeah, it would have been cool if that had just actually if Tim Russ had played that character. Because Tim Russ he's done a number of things in Star Trek. So it wouldn't have been like a big deal. Like they could have just been like that episode of Voyager instead could have gone to Star Trek Generations and been like, yeah, when I served aboard the Enterprise B and it encountered the Nexus, but they decided not to do that.
Probably harder to get back some of those actors as opposed to George Takei, who's probably readily do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much he's up for anything.
Right. Yeah.
He's like a paycheck. Oh my.
He could have also been like, there was this one time that I was robbing the Enterprise D and Captain Picard knocked me unconscious with a saddle.
That's right.
You remember that?
Tim Russ.
I do not remember this.
It's the Die Hard Enterprise episode.
Yeah, it's the Die Hard episode of Enterprise where everyone's of Next Gen, where everyone's off the ship and Picard, because they're like doing some sort of radiation cleaning on the ship. And so there's like there's a group that's going to rob the Enterprise, but Picard beams back up to get his saddle so he can go horseback riding.
I remember this now. And Tuvok is in that episode, or the actor?
Yeah, Tim Russ is one of the bad guys.
Oh, okay. I think I caught that. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen all Next Gen in a while.
Yeah.
God, Next Gen is so
good. That episode ought to be coming up for me, actually. But anyway, I thought this was really good. I am a historian who specialized in the Cold War for my master's degree. And so I like the Cold War analogy. We got with Star Trek 2, we had kind of a World War II submarine movie analogy, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, we have a Cold War analogy, which is what Star Trek was doing, right? Like the Romulans represented the Soviet Union in both TNG and in Next Gen. So it makes, and in DS9, I mean, they just always have kind of represented them. Though in this one, the Romulans, there's only one Romulan in the episode.
Right. Yeah.
Is that Romulan ambassador, which I think was he in Star Trek 2 also?
I don't remember. I don't remember him at all, but that doesn't mean anything.
He looked familiar, but
the actor might have been in something else, but there were no Romulans in that other Star Trek.
No, there's no Romulans in that. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. I do like the fact that the Romulans were at least included in this to have some importance. I did like that.
Yeah. I liked the whole, I love what it turns out to be, which is not what I thought. I was expecting. So one thing is I knew that Kim Cattrall, Lieutenant Valeris, that she was a bad guy. I knew that she was part of the plot. I was expecting it to turn out that she was actually a Romulan.
Fair.
And that this was a Romulan plot, which would have been what would have happened in the TV show. It's definitely what would have happened in TNG, but the much better idea is that no, these are elements within Starfleet that don't want peace with the Klingons. That's such a better story. That's what would have happened in an episode. That's what would have happened in DS9. That does happen in DS9. Very specifically happens in DS9. Like that is such a better story. I'm trying to remember the admiral that's behind it. Cartwright,
yes.
Yeah, he was in some of the others, right?
Star Trek 4, yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek 4. He's in the command room because I remember it was like the first time they showed an African American in command. Right. I think, yeah, in Star Trek 4. Unfortunate that they're the bad guy here, but I also love Kurtwood Smith, bitches leave from RoboCop. And of course, Red Foreman from That 70s Show. I love him as the Federation president. That's really funny.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
I didn't
just have a lot of makeup on. Yeah.
I did not catch that. That is cool.
Yeah, I love Kurtwood Smith.
He shows up in Star Trek several more times. In the Star Trek TV shows, he shows up.
Yeah.
He's one of those actors where you're like, if you can get him, you got to get him. In the 90s, if you were a TV show in the 90s, you had Kurtwood Smith show up at some point, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
cool.
and I'm a big fan of, well, I was a big fan of that 70s show. It's unfortunately too many people involved in it are sex criminals now. So
I know
thankfully,
one.
well, okay. So there's one convicted and one extremely, extremely, almost definitely, allegedly, as Ashton Kutcher.
Oh,
Multiple allegations against Ashton Kutcher,
Oh.
like a lot. Yeah.
that I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. I knew it. Kerwin Smith is the Year of Hell guy from Voyager.
right? Yeah, that's
Yes. That's what I was thinking. He's in, Year of Hell. He's the bad guy. And oh man, that's one of the best episodes of Voyager too. It might be the best episode of Voyager.
It might
And
be.
he's the antagonist in it. That's great. I forgot about that.
I need to
Oh,
rewatch
I didn't.
Voyager.
As soon as you said he was in a bunch of Star Trek stuff, I was like, oh, is he the guy from Year of Hell and Voyager? Because it looks like him. Sounds like him. Yeah.
And you mentioned Admiral Carpet is played by Brock Peters, who was famous for being in To Kill a Mockingbird, where he's a victim of racism. So it's kind of ironic. And he was cast in this role to be an ironic thing. Like, here's a guy who's known for being a victim of racism saying very racist things about Klingons. Yeah. He called them the alien trash of the galaxy.
I do think it's a interesting way to do this, to show that, like, the Federation, some of the Federation people do not trust the Klingons and don't want peace. Right. Like, I do think those are very interesting ideas.
This was a common, well, maybe not as common, but this came up in a number of 90s movies. Like, it's the Cold War and it's ending, and there's a number of movies from the time where it's like the bad guys are really like the intelligence or military who's like, our whole purpose is to have a war. And like, if there's peace, what purpose do I have? So I have to start a war to maintain my.
I like that though. Like, I really like it.
I like it a lot. I also want to point out Brock Peters, racist against Klingons here, has voiced a Klingon in 2 different Star Trek video games. So, he's also old. Oh no, he's Sisko's dad in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Oh, also Sisko. Yeah. So he comes back to Star Trek. Yeah.
Should remember that, because I've seen Deep Space Nine all the way through twice.
Yeah.
Fucking love that show.
And he's voiced Darth Vader in a couple of different projects too, which is cool.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to say, like, the context for the time, and Kerry, you can mention this too, just because, like, in 1991, the Soviet Union was still around, but it was the various communist states had undergone revolutions. In 1989, the Berlin Wall came down. A lot of communist states had free elections for the first time. And in 1990, I think after this movie stopped filming in August 1991, there was a coup in the Soviet Union against Gorbachev by KGB and other hardliners who were against his reforms, very much like this movie.
Against him making peace with the United States too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's very apropos.
Right. And it was too late to make it to this film, but it seems it was in the zeitgeist. Like, there are people who don't like this peace happening.
Oh, I love it. And it's crazy. This movie premiered on December 8th, 1991, which is the day the Soviet Union officially dissolved.
That's all. That is a really cool coincidence.
That is a crazy coincidence. Yeah, they did not plan for that. There's no way, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, there's no way they planned for what Peter was just saying, because that coup was in August. There's no way they were still.
They didn't know.
This movie had to have been in post-production by August, right?
Yeah.
And to come out on December 8th. But
it's just one of those coincidences that just works perfectly for what this is.
Right. It's very much ripped from the headlines.
It is. Well, you're right. Like the Praxis thing with Chernobyl, because when Chernobyl blew up, that's in 1984. But that 86. Was very much. Oh, go ahead.
86.
86. Sorry, 86. And that's very much in the United States, around the world. We were like, what the hell is going on in Russia? Because they didn't tell anybody it happened. We discovered it when we discovered the radiation, They
downplayed it like they do in the movie, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's really neat. I mean, it's a great plot. It has some funny stuff. I really like when the shapeshifter, who we don't know is a shapeshifter yet, really, really hot lady. Can't remember who played her.
Mom. Go ahead. Keep going.
The character is Iman, or the actress. Her name is just Iman, like Cher. Yeah.
I really like her too in this.
Yeah. When she kisses him and Bones just like shakes his head, he's like, how do you do that? Or what is it with you? That's what he says. What is it with you?
It's a really good line. It's a really good part, especially when you find out she's a shapeshifter later. It's really good.
Yeah. The whole "I can't believe I kissed you" line later, and it says, "Must have been your lifelong ambition."
Yeah. Yeah,
Great.
he's the two of them together.
Yeah.
Did y'all catch Christian Slater in this also?
Yes. I was like, what is he doing here?
He's just serving on the Excelsior.
I will say, if you know the reason, his mother, Mary Jo Slater, was the casting director for this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. My
So
favorite.
It's nepotism, basically.
Yeah, my very favorite cameo though is Michael Dorn playing Worf's granddad.
That was great.
Yeah, Klingon defense attorney. I forgot what they call something Worf. They call
Colonel
him like
Worf.
Commander Colonel Worf. Yeah, Colonel Worf. And I was like, wait a minute, because I was like, oh, cool. They got Michael Dorn. They got Michael Dorn to play the lawyer. That's a fun cameo. And I was like, wait, this movie came out like during the 4th season or 5th
Right.
season of TNG. So like he's already recognizable as a Klingon, and here he's playing a Klingon. That's kind of weird. And then the caption, someone said Colonel Worf, blah blah blah. I was like, wait, Colonel Worf. I backed it up, watched it again, and so I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be Worf's grandfather. It's the father of Moog, I guess.
They were definitely
because I heard that voice and I'm like, that's Michael Dorn. What is he doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
They definitely wanted to tie it in with Next Generation. They definitely did their best.
Oh yeah. And just like with some of the previous movies, they're using the Enterprise
Right.
D just dressed differently or lit differently. The engineering is just exactly engineering from Enterprise from TNG, but with different lighting.
Yeah, the president's office is 10 forward, and if you know it, you'll see it. Yeah.
That's
Damn it, I
great.
did not catch that, but I had the movie playing in the
didn't
background,
catch
so
it.
now I'm gonna pay attention.
Yeah, when you
I
see
didn't
that
catch it, but
scene,
yeah.
it's just like, it's not at night. It's a little bit, if you notice it, you'll notice it. If you don't know to look for it, you might not notice it. But
Okay, but now I know.
it's a scene where they come through the doors, and the doors are exactly the same, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes
They
complete
definitely were-
sense.
They definitely didn't need to build new sets. So, and this is a movie where it doesn't look like it's on a budget, like Star Trek V looked horrible on a budget. And this one
yes.
looks like they did a good job of disguising the fact that they were using all this stuff.
This movie looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
good. I liked at the end, the end credits, it's principal cast signatures. Like
Yeah,
the
that was-
original series cast signatures.
That
I
was a
like
nice
the
touch.
prison planet and all the different weird aliens.
The signatures were ripped off by Avengers Endgame that did the same gimmick where they had everybody sign their
Oh
names.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking
that
of
was
like
fun.
of Marvel, the prison thing, it really reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy when they go
Yeah.
to the prison where they meet Gamora, or not where they meet her, but where they become friends of her.
Yeah, where they all joined together and escaped.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that prison. I should know this.
So
I'm
the name is Ruapenthe, which is a reference to the Jules Verne book 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, there was a prison island called Ruapenthe.
Interesting.
So he's lifting more stuff from classic literature, basically.
I'm flipping through photographs, and yeah, the transporter rooms are just the transporter room set. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see his office. Yeah, it's very clearly 10 forward. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh man, so the president in this is not supposed to be human, right? But I'm
No,
because he didn't look human.
he
I don't know
cannot
what he
be-
was.
no.
He's supposed to be, I forget if they ever named his alien, but he's supposed to be blind too, because at certain points you can tell he puts on sunglasses.
Oh,
And it's not really clear in the movie, but in the script he's blind. So they're like, I mean, it's attempt of inclusivity in the 90s. They're like, we have to have a blind president because in the future, who cares if you're blind?
yeah, that is nice that they were. I mean, Gene Roddenberry was always about that, so I do appreciate that they were trying to showing that the world is better in the future.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like his alien, because of his alien eyes or what, but he couldn't see something. So here's a question now. Did you have a scene with the Starfleet colonel who comes in and gives a briefing on an operation?
I think so.
Okay, because that's not included in some versions. So depending on which version you watch, it's the actor who plays Odo, if you know. He comes in.
Oh, I did not see him.
Renee.
Okay.
Auberjonois.
Yeah, okay.
I would have recognized I would have heard the voice.
Yes. So maybe it wasn't included, but it was included on the DVD apparently, and it wasn't in theatrical, but it wasn't on the Blu-ray, but it's included on the DVD.
Okay, I watched the Paramount version.
I was watching the DVD. I don't remember that. What part is it at?
It's when the president is being briefed and Sarek is there. Right after that, there's a scene where a colonel comes in, and it's Renee Auberjonois.
Oh, I know what you're
Crazy-
talking
crazy.
about.
I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and look.
I vaguely remember that scene where they're all together, and someone comes in and talks to him. I didn't recognize who it was.
Let me see if I can bring it up, because it's a very important thing in that what am I trying to say? He is part of the plot. His name is Colonel West, which is a reference to Colonel Oliver North, who was a big person in the 1980s, who was involved in the Iran-Contra scandal.
He was the one who ended up taking the fall for the Iran-Contra scandal and claimed that he was just following orders.
In this movie, he plays Colonel West, and at the end, the sniper who is shot, he falls down, and Colonel Worf is there, and he notices he has blood, and he's like, "This isn't Klingon blood," and he takes off his mask, and it's Rene Auberjonois under the mask, and they're like, "Oh, he was doing this the whole time," and they cut that from the theatrical version.
Okay, well, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and that would be crazy if they kept it, because that's like Odo pretending to be another person, another race.
Yeah. It's definitely before DS9, but it was like, it's a very odd coincidence in the Star Trek war in the lore.
It was, it's just another odd coincidence.
I'll send the link at some point, but
is this the first time you mentioned blood? Is this the first time or the only time that they established that Klingons have pink blood, like bright pink blood?
That they did retcon, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they don't have bright pink blood in any other iteration I've ever seen.
No, they retcon it after this movie. It's only there supposedly so the show like that they're different, so that's why the doc didn't know how to help them. It
was also done according to director to avoid R rating, because they said, if you have all this blood, the censors won't like it. So they're like, let's make it purple. But I don't know how true that is. I mean, I'm sure it would have maybe bumped it up if it was PG-13, but who knows?
It's kind of a weird, but then again, the censor bar is weird.
And then you could get away with it now in 1991. Maybe you couldn't if you couldn't get away with spurting blood or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Temple of Doom, you can rip somebody's heart out of their chest and show it to them, and then set it on fire.
That's why they went. Maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, like only Steven Spielberg is allowed to do this.
Pretty much,
and Chancellor Gorkon is another reference to the Soviet Union, because Chancellor, our Supreme Leader, what was his name? Premier Gorbachev was Mikhail Gorbachev of the Soviet Union. Right. And they said Gorkon is like Gorbachev.
Yeah, except that, Chancellor Gorkon. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I like how he's a returning actor, too, from 5.
Right.
And from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, too.
I'll say it's a famous actor.
Yeah.
Yes. From Tron.
It's David Warner.
Right. Yeah.
At least they got him to be in a good movie this time, so that was nice. They're like, "Yeah, sorry, the last movie sucked. We'll bring you back again, but you have a good movie in your resume of ours."
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's a British actor. He's Shakespearean actor actually, which is kind of funny.
That's how you get the good stuff when you're Shakespearean actors.
Was he supposed to be in charge of the Klingon Empire then? Like he was their leader, right?
He's the chancellor. Yeah, he's like he's like Gowron or later Martok.
Yeah. Gowron is the one with the face that they make fun of a lot, memes of, right?
Yes, with the wild bug eyes. Yes, he's scheming. Sometimes he's like somewhat honorable, but he's just a scheming politician, really, that Worf and Picard basically put on the throne. And then Worf, spoilers for DS9, Worf kills him in the next to last episode of DS9.
He deserved it, from what I remember.
Yeah, he deserved it. He was an asshole. But anyway, I really liked him. I liked the idea. I liked that his daughter wasn't in on the plot, because I thought that they were going to make her part of the plot also. And I liked that she wasn't. She's just trying to figure out, like, kind of thread the needle between, like, what's best for my country? What did my father want? Kind of thing.
Yeah, she's a good character in this. And she's not part of the whole scheme to, kill everybody.
Right. And I like that.
There's a scene where, like, she's meeting with her generals and they're all like, we have to attack. Now's the time. And she's like, she holds her own against them. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty progressive for them to have for the Klingons to have a female chancellor for a little bit, even if it was nepotism, because I feel like that was just offhandedly like, well, of course you can't be chancellor because you're a woman, to one of the Duras sisters in Next Gen. Just a couple of years before this.
It was I I guess I
They're more
wonder how
progressive in the past.
there was definitely it seemed like there should be more of a process to be a chancellor than just you inherit it, but that's not for this movie, I guess.
Yeah, well, I was say in TNG, there is process, but it also like boils down to you could just kill the emperor. You could just kill.
Right.
You can just kill him in a duel, and that's it. Or not emperor, chancellor. They do have an emperor starting late season 6 of TNG, who is
who becomes the emperor?
A clone of Kalis.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the last episodes of season 6. Yeah, the Kalis clone.
I vaguely remember what you're talking about. The last time I was trying to watch the entire show, Netflix took it off before I got that far.
That too was a plot to like by some I forget what the exact plot was. Probably the Duras or somebody was plotting.
Yes, yeah, it was I think the Duras were like
plotting
trying to overthrow Gowron, and basically they decided to just make a Worf convinced Gowron for there to be like a figurehead emperor, basically.
Right, like a constitutional monarchy. I guess if you Klingons have a constitution.
Yeah, they've got something.
They do have a system that works for them.
They have some sorts of rules that lead to like Picard being the arbiter of succession and all that. So.
Right, and it's interesting.
Kilmer mentioned at other places too.
What's that?
Say what?
The Kittimer thing. I know that name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in TNG. It's all over TNG.
Okay, that's how I know it.
Yep, the episode of TNG that aired before this was called Unification. It was one where Spock appeared, and he tries to make peace with the Romulans.
Right.
And they mentioned that episode was an attempt to advertise this movie also, by the way.
Oh, cool.
But they mentioned they're like, oh, Spock was at Kittimer when he signed peace with the Klingons or something. So they make an offhanded reference to the upcoming movie, basically.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. If you watch the episode again, you'll be like, oh, they sprinkle in some references to Undiscovered Country, which at that point was coming out like the week afterwards or something.
Yeah, and it's gonna be referenced in DS9 also.
Maybe that's also why I remember, because I recognized it was like I heard it before and it wasn't this movie because I didn't remember this movie that well. I remember Chang was a villain. I did not remember that the Vulcan, I forgot her name, was a villain.
Valeris. I think it's Valeris.
Yeah, Valeris. Yeah.
I also did not realize that was Kim Cattrall either until YouTube told me. I was
look like Kim Cattrall at all. I just remembered from reading trivia for one of the previous movies, that she was originally supposed to be Kirstie Alley's character from Star Trek 2.
Yes.
And it was actually Kim Cattrall. Yeah, Saavik. Kim Cattrall specifically objected to it because she's like, I don't want to be the third actress playing this character.
Yeah.
But then also there were other people that objected because they're like, we don't want Saavik to turn bad.
Right.
It's dumb enough that she had sex with teenage Spock and then bore his child. We don't need more.
That's not canon, right, though, anymore?
That's in the novelization. It's in the original script and the novelization, I believe, of Star Trek.
And they got smart.
Yeah.
And cut it.
Yes. But, but that's why she doesn't go with them in Star Trek 4. She stays on Vulcan to give birth to Spock's child, according to the script. But
they made lots of good choices to cut things.
Yes.
Yeah, because I only know Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City.
She's also one of my favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie. But she looks... I didn't know it was her. I had no idea until YouTube told me it was her. And I was like, what?
I mean, it's the hair. She has like a Vulcan bowl cut or whatever that is.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. And I don't hear it in the voice either. But again, I really only know her from Sex and the City, which it's one of those things where I'm like, wow, I was really a big fan of that show. That's weird. That doesn't sound like me. That doesn't seem like me at all. I saw the movie in the theater.
I should watch that show someday.
First movie. Yeah, I did not watch the second one. I really liked it back in the 90s and 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. But that's the only thing I know of her of. I'm looking and I've not seen a single other thing that she was in.
You should see Big Trouble in Little China someday if you never
I've seen Big Trouble in Little China when I was a kid, but I haven't seen that since I was like 12.
Still holds up.
Oh, she's in Mannequin.
I have no idea what that is.
She's the main character in Mannequin. You never seen Mannequin?
No, I have not.
Where an ancient an ancient Egyptian curse turns a mannequin to real life, and a guy falls in love with her.
This just sounds stupid.
Yeah, it's a 1987 movie.
No, I
used to go to my cousins, and they had it on VHS, and we'd watch it every time I'd go visit them.
Yeah, I've heard of it though. Other podcasters have mentioned it, but I've never seen it. Or
that is one of those that's one of those just like movies of the 80s that is just like super, super famous, not good, but super, super famous.
People just know it for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just everybody saw it, like most everybody saw it, It was just a really famous movie. Really famous, terrible movie. But yeah, she's the mannequin in Mannequin. I did not get that at all. I'm looking at a screenshot from it. I'm like, of course she is. That's obviously Kim Cattrall. She looks just
Maybe
like
I should
her.
watch this someday.
No, I won't. I don't think you should. It's
Oh,
it's, really,
okay.
it's a
There are
very
other
bad
better
movie.
movies.
Yeah, she's in better stuff than that.
Once you watch Lawrence of Arabia, then you can watch Mannequin. Once you gotta watch.
Watch some other movies first.
Some classics first before I watch a bad 80s movie.
Yeah.
I do like bad movies sometimes. So, hey.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just
Yeah.
It's more out of curiosity. This is the second time it's come up, and I'm just like, maybe I should check this out someday.
One more time, and you're required to watch it. If it comes up a third time, you realize.
It's like Bloody Mary or Beetlejuice.
I've seen Beetlejuice on this podcast.
Oh no, Beetlejuice is excellent. I'm saying
don't listen to episode then.
Beetlejuice.
I like that movie. But,
I love Beetlejuice so much.
But yeah, I had no idea it was her. I mean, there is one funny bit, like, because in this movie, not the funny part, but when you find out about the boots and how, like, you have the part where the assassins go over there and kill everybody in the suits. That part when she finds the boot that she obviously planted, but she didn't pay enough attention to figure out she planted on a guy with feet that aren't like human feet.
Yeah.
That part was
on her, I'd say that they complained that Kirstie Alley was doing bad Vulcan acting by tearing up at one point, but this Vulcan lady smiles so many times. She like grins when she finds the boots. When they find the boots, she pulls them to her chest and grins like she's in a shoe commercial.
She is one of the villains, so maybe she's too emotional. Maybe that's one of her problems.
Well, and I thought that was a clue that she was actually a Romulan.
Right. Although,
that was not the case.
As other Star Trek shows have showed us, that once in a while you get a real Vulcan who's not in tune and they do bad things.
Yeah. You do get some Vulcans who aren't down with the whole no emotion thing also.
Right.
There's that one, like, it's almost like a cult of Vulcans that specifically are super into their emotions in Enterprise.
Yeah, Enterprise did a lot with Vulcans because they were like there were bad Vulcans on that show. So
that is I don't think Enterprise is very good, but it does do some good stuff. And one of the things I think it does really good is show how very early on, before the Federation exists, how the Vulcans would be kind of assholes to the humans.
Right.
I like Enterprise. I'll say it every time it comes up in the show.
I enjoyed it. It's my fourth favorite Star Trek series.
I'll give it a rewatch someday. I did not, when I rewatched it like a while ago, I did not think it was as bad as during the time. I was disappointed this is the Star Trek show we got when I was in the 2000s, but now I'm like, compared to today's Star Trek shows, in
the context of Discovery and Strange, it's excellent in that context. Definitely.
I need to one day watch those.
I
want to say the Klingon in this, Chang, is a great villain too. He just works really well.
Christopher Plummer, also a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what is his. I mean, is his deal just that he likes being at war with the Federation? He doesn't like the idea of peace.
I think he just can't understand peace because all they know is war.
Right.
I mean, it's just another example. Maybe it's an example of old people being in charge that are outdated and shouldn't be president, or in charge of things because they're too old and stupid.
Yeah. He says at one point, all warriors are cold warriors. I think what his goal, what Mike is saying is right. He knows that peace is coming, and he knows that he will be left useless in a world without warriors. So he's like, I need war to make myself feel special. I need myself feel great. So,
well, just go find the Dominion. They'll give you something to fight for years to come.
Well, it's a couple hundred years later, but
well, the Dominion would be around at this point.
Maybe. I mean,
they weren't thought of, but I mean, like, wasn't the Dominion around for like thousands of years? It felt like back then.
They're on the other side of the galaxy,
Fair.
So,
they don't. We're not aware of them yet.
Yeah. In the Cold War context, he was like the KGB hardliners, somebody like Vladimir Putin, who in real life is like, the USSR disbanding was terrible because we were a great power and now we're reduced to nothing and we're humiliated in front of the world and we need to restore our greatness. And they do a great job of that in DS9 with Cardassia, but this is Klingons here serve the same purpose of like, an empire that was once great is now humiliated and is they can either ask for help or lash out. And he's like, General Chang doesn't want help. He doesn't want to ask for help. He's like, I want war. That's what I was told.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
I think it works well in this too. It's good context, and like for the Klingons, were always the villain for the original show, and then them trying to be allies with them also is just really well done.
Yeah, and they wanted to explain why on Next Generation the Klingons have an alliance with the Federation, and they were like, in that show they were like, well, in the future enemies can be friends, and now they wanted to explain how that happened, and that was one of the reasons why they wrote this movie.
I kind of, I knew that that's how this movie ended, even before I ever saw it. And I just always kind of thought, oh, that movie must have come out before Next Generation. But no. But yeah, and you hear about Kittimer more. I think you hear about Kittimer more on like Deep Space Nine, maybe?
I think there's a couple lines where it's like, oh, that's banned by the Kittimer Accords. Like they use some weapon or something. Like, don't you know that that's banned or something along those lines?
They kind of use it the way we use like
the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, Geneva Conventions. Though there is a second Kittimer Accords that does ban weapons.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh no, well that's in Star Trek Insurrection. Subspace weapons are banned under the second Kittimer Accords.
Okay,
the Sona, the stretched face people use them.
They definitely mentioned Kittimer.
Remember Insurrection when we get there.
Yeah.
You might be, well, we'll get there in a few months. You'll see. It'll be interesting. Always the divisive ones are interesting episodes, so we'll see.
I mean, there's only one movie left that I know is going to be awful. Otherwise, I feel like I'm looking forward to the other one, so.
That's good. Keep that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Nemesis is going to be awful no matter what, so.
Oh, we're going to have a lot to talk about on Nemesis. What else do I have? Let me look through. Oh, I do. So Marta, the shapeshifter, is Iman, and just as an aside, she was a model and actress in the 80s, and she was famously married to David Bowie.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that.
So that's one of her claims to fame. Also being a very pretty woman who is cast in lots of roles like this. But
yeah,
he was good in this, and it was cool seeing a shapeshifter also, because you don't see that a lot in Star Trek.
This was definitely before they had the changelings down in.
Yeah.
Long before Deep Space Nine, so.
This is where apparently they used the same morphine effects. There was just a new thing where you could morph from one person to the next with computer graphics. And they used it in Terminator 2, which came out that same year. But this was, they improved it. And as somebody who likes special effects, there's a really good scene where Imam is talking, or Marta is talking, and then it shapeshifts to Kirk in the same sentence. And it just finishes a sentence as Kirk. And that was, at the time, that was very advanced. Because it's like you're matching up dialogue and the bodies together. Like it would have wowed an audience in 1991. Nowadays it's ho hum, but back then it was very impressive.
Yeah, it wasn't that impressive today. You're right. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did laugh when she becomes, Kirk, and when they fight. I was like, this feels like something from the original series.
There's also many references to this movie. In the Prison Planet, there's a line where the Klingon says, "This is the asteroid. There is no stockade. There is no electronic frontier. All is ice," and that's lifted from a movie called The Bridge on the River Kwai, which is a World War II movie, where they're in the middle of the jungle and the Japanese commander goes and says, "There are no fences, there are no guard towers, all around us is jungle. If you escape, you're dead," basically.
Very cool.
And it's just...
they show it in this movie too.
Yeah, they just update the line for the 23rd century, basically.
Like when they throw that naked guy outside, like by the time that they go inside, he's already frozen solid.
Right. Exactly.
Which I was like, that's pretty
gruesome.
Very cool.
Pretty gruesome. Yeah, but they have some sort of dog with prosthetics on it too. I don't know if there's a Klingon name, but
take that dog.
I could tell when he's sniffing the guy, I was like, he looks fearsome, but I'm sure they just put something on the guy and like, go sniff the actor on the ground. And
right.
Like, okay.
And the movie is fearsome. It's like, oh no, just a cute little doggy.
Yes, the dog being a dog.
Yeah.
But, I do like the idea of Klingon pets. Like, we had a dog or Klingon something in the third movie.
Yeah, and Christopher Lloyd's pet.
It is nice that they reference the third movie here, too, a few times, because, part of why Kirk hates Klingons because they killed his son, which is a fair reason.
Yeah.
Right. And he has his picture on his desk, which is nice. It's nice they don't forget about it. They're like, no, this was a thing that happened. It would really mess you up if that happened to you. If your son was killed by another race, maybe you would feel the same way.
Yeah. There is one part that you two told me they cut out that kind of, I kind of regret. It's too bad it's not in this movie. When Kirk is talking to Spock and he says the whole like racist thing about the Klingons, apparently Shatner looks like aghast at himself for saying that. Is how Kirk is supposed to look, but they cut it so it's not in the movie, and he was upset about that. I kind of was too.
It does make him seem not like a Starfleet captain, because a Starfleet captain is supposed to be like open to all races and tolerant.
Yes,
it gets very curious.
It feels real, and that's actually a thing. It's like I feel like Star Trek starts to feel a lot more real once Gene Roddenberry isn't as involved or involved at all. And this movie came out a few months after Roddenberry died, and he did like demand cuts to it. And I don't know if they made all those cuts or not. I don't
think they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did, because I guarantee Roddenberry would not be okay with the Federation being behind the plot.
Right, yeah.
Because his idea was this is like the utopian future. The Federation can do no wrong ever.
I like seeing that they can do some wrong.
Right. No, they should be. Yeah, it should be more dark like that. And that's the kind of, like I said, that's why I thought that like that's the kind of plot they wouldn't do in Next Generation, unless it turned out that the bad Starfleet officers had like a bug in their head.
Right, exactly.
Reference to the first season finale. But DS9 absolutely has a major plot point where members of the Federation are sabotaging like things and causing war, doing war crimes. Like what the captain on DS9 does war crimes, like, and has a whole monologue about how he's okay with it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say even if you have an idealized society, Ben Sisko says at one point he has a line, "It's easy to be a saint in paradise." So when everything's going well and everything's fed and hungry and there's no war, you're like, oh, I can be saintly. But like, if you're pushed in your crisis situation, you don't know what you'll do. Maybe you'll do something awful if your back is against the wall. Yeah. Which is what the Federation believed in this. They felt like their back was against the wall. At least some members of the Federation.
Well, in Starfleet specifically, which I do like the idea that they really, I think they do make a pretty clear delineation in this, that Starfleet and the Federation are not the same thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually kind of important to keep in mind. And it makes better sense. It's more real. It's more realistic that you have the civilian government that wants to make peace, and you have Starfleet, which is like always Starfleet's kind of a weird situation where it's clearly a military, but it's also science and exploration and diplomacy. It's all these different things, and you've got this military part of it. You're going to have military hardline people in it. That makes sense. It's very realistic.
There was the great episode. You might be thinking of the same one. The great episode of DS9 where the admiral declares martial law on Earth because of the changeling.
Oh yeah.
They go into it a little bit where he's like, I'm not a bad guy, but like we have all this power, and so we need to rise to the occasion. Like
they arrest the president of the Federation in that, I believe.
Pretty much,
don't they? Basically. Yeah, they like take him under. They basically take it. They take him under. What would you call it?
Like house arrest.
Essentially, I mean, they take him into custody for his like own protection, allegedly. But they basically just essentially a coup.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine is so good.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine is so good.
As we saw, like in the year this came out, there was the coup in the Soviet Union that failed, but still, it was the same people who were like, we can't have peace, and also this means our very way of life. Like we won't be the USSR anymore if we make peace, or we have these reforms and we grant independence to all these nations and things like that. So
they weren't wrong. They don't be for too much longer after this. So.
No, well, that's a whole nother can of worms, but
yes, I know. I the irony that these happen at the same time is so interesting.
Right. And Paramount made, just as an aside, they made another movie called The Hunt for Red October, which is very good. I don't know, and it's also about
The Hunt for Red October.
It's also it's a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and it's also about people who were like, I don't accept that there can be peace. Like there has to be war.
Yeah.
And it came out the year before, so like Cold War is ending, but they're still making these movies about people who want peace versus people who want war. So
yeah,
okay, I didn't know that's one of your favorite movies. I'll remember that.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't mind doing it on the show.
It's so good, and yeah, I got on like a Tom Clancy thing when I was in middle school, junior high, reading the Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October, Cardinal of the Kremlin. That's as far as I got, but yeah, Hunt for Red October, great book, great movie.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that at some point because I want to do more Sean Connery stuff.
If you do Hunt for Red October, I'm in. I'm in for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might
Yeah,
happen
if
at some point.
have you seen any of the Jack Ryan stuff? Any of the Tom Clancy
I've
Jack
seen
Ryan?
some of the Harrison Ford ones, but it's been a
Yeah.
very long time.
So chronologically, Patriot Games comes, which is the first Harrison Ford Jack Ryan one, comes before Hunt for Red October, but movie-wise, they made Hunt for Red October first. And so it's Alec Baldwin playing Jack Ryan. And he's
that I vaguely remembered.
To me, he's more like the book Jack Ryan than Harrison Ford is.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's a little bit too old for the character.
Yeah,
but I mean, it works in my opinion because I love the first three movies.
Oh yes. Oh man.
I could talk so much about those, but those are some of my favorite.
That might happen on another episode at some point.
Yeah.
After we finish our Star Trek journey.
I guarantee you'll like Red October. Well, I don't guarantee it, but I'll say if you don't like it, I'll be shocked if you don't like it.
You like Sean Connery, right?
I do. So yeah.
Sean Connery is so good in this. It's like, no, I'm not going to do a different accent. He's a Russian submarine commander. It's like just Sean Connery.
Yep, he doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he's so good. He's so good in it. And Sam Neill is his second in command.
Oh yeah, I do like that actor a lot.
Oh yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, that might be I'm gonna have to check that out later on. We'll figure it out.
Pre Jurassic Park, I think.
Once we finish our
Park,
Star Trek journey.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just amazing. This is really good. I mean, I think this was, in terms of quality of film, this is probably the second best one. Though for me, 4, I just love the plot of 4. I love 4 so much.
Well, 4 is just a really good movie, but I
think 4 is my favorite, but this
really
is This is a close second for me.
I will say it's very tightly edited. Like there's not like a lot of extraneous stuff. And I read that they cut out. There was originally going to be a scene where they assembled the cast, like Sue was driving a taxi cab and all this stuff, and they're like, cut it out. I think it works as good as that might have been to see. It's like they get down to business in this movie. Like it's like an hour and 50 minutes.
It wasn't cut out because they thought it would make the movie too long. They were trying to save money.
Right, exactly.
Did you say Sulu was driving a taxi cab?
Yes.
Instead of being captain of the Excelsior?
Yes.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yes.
That's terrible. No, Sulu deserves his thing, especially because he had so much trouble with George Takei had so much trouble with William Shatner.
Right. Well, that's why I do here. Why do you think they're not in the movie together to the very last scene? That's why.
Oh, I did not catch that.
Yeah, they had to beg him to be in 5.
Oh, because he didn't want to do it since Shatner was directing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's come back and said that he and Shatner got along on 5, that he said Shatner was actually a very good, conscientious director. But yeah, I know that did he feel like he was kind of bullied by Shatner on the TV show?
I don't know if did they ever really say what the feud was about? If they just didn't get along. I don't know if they ever explicitly said it was because of X, Y, or Z.
I'm not sure. From my my research I didn't look up their feud exactly. I might though now.
I feel like their feud is alluded to in Galaxy Quest also, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like probably. Honestly, William Shatner seems a little full of himself. I mean, he definitely seems like the character of Kirk is fun, but if you met William Shatner in person, you'd probably think he's a dick. I don't know.
Yeah, he was at a convention that I went to, and my wife's like, "You want to meet him?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. No interest." Yeah, I was like, "Now if that was Patrick Stewart, I'd be in that line in a heartbeat." Shatner, I'm okay.
He's progressive, and that's good. He's very, anti-racist, in that sense. But yeah, I've heard that he's just kind of a very full of himself prima donna, and you can see it with behind the scenes stuff, like the. Have you ever seen I've probably mentioned it on previous podcasts, the sabotage thing? Sabotage?
I have not.
Is an episode of Star Trek, I think it's Star Trek. They had a guest director, and he says sabotage, and the person's like, cut. So, Bill, it's actually sabotage. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, you say sabotage. He says, you say sabotage, I say sabotage. And then refused to change it. Just went with sabotage. All because he probably just misspoke, but he didn't want to take direction from this director. So he's like, fuck him, I'm just going to say sabotage.
That's kind of a dick move, yes.
Yeah, I think that I've heard the behind the scene, I've heard the audio of, well, Bill, it's actually sabotage. No, you say sabotage, I say sabotage. So that, to me,
he just seems kind of like he could be a dick, and I just wasn't interested. Nor did I want to spend
that's just
the money.
a good story that kind of says, all right, well, there you go. That's him.
Leonard Nimoy I would have met. I met Lieutenant Uhura, Nichelle Nichols, once, and I'm very grateful I did because
Yeah, I've heard she's really cool.
she was really nice.
Yeah.
And she made fun of me because I couldn't do the Spock. I couldn't do the Vulcan sign. So.
See, that's the kind of humor that I hope.
Yeah, she was giving me. She's like,
Yeah.
"You can't do it." I'm like, "No, I can't." She was laughing at me.
That's funny.
It's a great memory.
That's cool.
This movie was entertaining the whole way through, though. Too, like it was. I was never bored during this. I watched it a couple sittings because it's me, but it was just because of timing. But I had a really good time. I was not bored, which I can't say about 5.
Very, very well edited, like Peter was saying. We haven't done our box office.
Not yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we not to that part yet?
I mean, we can. Anything else you want to say about the movie? I think we're. Oh, we should talk about the ending, though. We haven't talked about the. I mean, we talked about Kittimer, but eventually you find out that it's the Romulan, the Klingon, and a human that are all trying to end the world or keep them in war.
There's a Romulan involved?
Yeah, the Romulan visor. I don't know, something Romulan, but yes, there's a Romulan involved.
Ambassador.
The ambassador. Okay. Who looks shady as hell.
I should show you the cutscene because the cutscene with Rene Auberjonois has the Romulan ambassador in this meeting, and he's like, "We can take the Federation people are saying we can take the Klingons now. They're very vulnerable." And the Romulan's encouraging it. The Romulan's like, "Mr. President, there'll never be a better time." And so it's kind of implying that he's like egging on to like attack the Klingons at the same time.
That should have been cut.
The only thing I remember is basically the when they're having that meeting in the president's office, the Romulan ambassador says, "Unfortunately, we cannot get involved." He says something like that, like, "Unfortunately, we cannot get involved," or something like that.
But behind the scenes,
or "Unfortunately, I concur," or something like that.
Yeah. He doesn't want to overtly get involved, but he wants to like pit the Federation and the Klingons against each other.
Yeah, I figured it was just Romulan being opportunistic because that's like the whole thing.
That's Romulans.
Right. But yeah, he was.
Yeah, they shouldn't have cut that.
I'll have to link it, and there's a YouTube scene. It's just an interesting, like, 2-minute scene that, like, they must have cut it for pacing just because it took up too much time and they wanted to keep the plot moving. But
I also didn't understand why the Vulcan, I forgot her name, but she knew that the Romulan was involved too. Like, she didn't need to know all that.
No, I mean, they needed to give her some reason to Spock to mind meld with her and get something that they didn't know out of her.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to kill her from the mind meld. How it looked at first, looked like she was about to die.
Well, I was like, is this legal?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I don't think so. This seems like a violation.
I'm pretty sure it's,
But you can, it's like a ticking time bomb. It's like, we know everything's at stake, so we have to do this, so damn the rules, I guess, is what a modern movie would be like. We have to torture this guy because he knows where a nuclear bomb is or whatever. I mean, she's obviously in pain from this. It obviously is not is not good for her that this is happening. But
no, it didn't look like it either.
Yeah,
it was a questionable part. It was a questionable part. I was like, because I thought she was going to die from the mind meld at first because she just looked like she was in a like that. It was killing her.
Well, this is your new grittier Star Trek. It's getting that way. It's like the characters can do things against people's will now.
I guess yes.
It's interesting they mention. I don't know if there's anyone interested in anybody else, but Kirk says at one point, some say the future means the end of history, and that's a reference to a famous essay called The End of History by Francis Fukuyama, which said, now the Cold War is over with, everybody will be a democracy because that's the final goal of civilization. And that's kind of been proven not true in the past 30 years. But
yeah,
at the time,
that was a very naive idea there.
Right. But it was very much in the zeitgeist at the time. So it would have been in the club.
Big time. And that's a big part of like George H.W. Bush's New World Order thing.
Right.
His New World Order speech is about the idea of now that the Cold War is over, we're starting a new era of humanity, a new world order. Yeah.
It's not to be.
I do like when they finally get to you have the scene when they fight in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was good too. Or fight in space, and he had the cloaked ship, and then they we were doing gases, so we could use this to track it.
Right. Oh, I forgot about that. There's a scene that's a really good scene. There's a scene where they track the torpedo, and it just goes up to hit the Enterprise. Yeah, it's just a great effect shot.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that too. That whole last little fight where they kill Chang is really good, and then when they beam down, all that is very well done.
I like how Chang accepts his death by quoting "to be or not to be." He's like, "Oh shit, oh well."
Yeah.
I mean, he died
a warrior. You die a warrior, I guess, you know?
He would have wanted to go that way, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I agree. I mean, he's a Klingon. All Klingons want to go that way.
Right.
And the destruction of his bird of prey, we're going to see it again in 1 month.
Yes. I'm just amazed that they could not find the budget to film a new effect for that, but we'll get there, I guess.
Wait, they reuse that?
That's the
They're
Duras
yeah.
sisters bird of prey that Riker blows up in Generations.
Oh,
Like it's
the
the same
Durst
effect.
sisters get killed in that movie?
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers for Generations.
I haven't seen. I saw it. I've seen it, but it's been a very, very long time.
Well, yes, a Klingon bird of prey explodes in Generations, and they just use this same effect from this movie. Which happens a lot with TV shows, not as much with movies, I think.
Right. I will say Generations has some good effects too. They do a good job.
It does. The Nexus is really cool in it, I think.
Yeah. The fact that they reuse
I'm a Generations defender. We'll discover this next month. Like I actually really legitimately love that movie.
I'm very excited to see it because I have so little memory of it. So I'm very excited to see what I think.
It's in a similar place to Star Trek 3, where it does fit the pattern, the odd even pattern, but it's still a good movie. It's still a enjoyable movie. It's just not as good as the one before it or the one after it.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, the one after it is, from what I remember, the best one in the entire series. But I have not seen it in years.
Yeah, I know. I'd agree with that.
We'll see what my opinion is.
Yeah, I would having rewatched both of those fairly, in the last couple of years, I'd say yes.
All right, let's talk box.
What's the box office for this year?
Box office. So this did not make the top 10, but it was close. It was close. Domestic gross of $74,888,996. So just under $75 million. Number 10 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze with $78.5 million. So almost in the top 10.
And that movie is so good.
Yeah, that's a movie I had on VHS that I watched way more than the original. There's a lot of movies like that. Similarly, The Naked Gun 2.5, another one had on VHS that I watched way more than the original. That was number 9 this year. And I think one that basically everyone alive has seen more than the original, the number 1 movie of 1991 with $204,843,000. It's a sequel. What do you think it is? 1991 sequel that is way more famous than the first movie.
I don't know.
Has robots.
Has 2 robots. Plus, more in the beginning.
Why don't you tell me? I have no idea.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Terminator 2 Judgment Day was number 1 in 91. Robin Hood Prince of Thieves is number 2. Love that. That's another movie we had on VHS as a kid, watched a lot. Home Alone, another one we had on VHS. Man, I'm looking at this. I'm like, which of these movies did we not have on VHS? Number 3 is Home Alone. Number 4 is Silence of the Lambs. Yep. Number 5, City Slickers. We didn't have that. We didn't have City Slickers. Dancing with Wolves. I have the director's cut DVD. It's my second favorite Western.
Never seen that movie all the way through.
Oh, it's so good. You got to watch the 4.5-hour director's cut.
And some of these movies...
we're
looking at different lists because some of these are not from the same calendar year, but it's fine. Is Hook on there? Hook is definitely.
Yeah, Hook. I'm looking just on Wikipedia. The highest grossing films of 91 by calendar gross. Okay, is that not the right list?
No, it doesn't really matter which one. Some of those movies, I just had a different list. I think Beauty and the Beast was on there, and I think that might have been the calendar.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think some of these movies might have been released in the year, but made most of their money in a different year. So that's why Beauty and the Beast was on there.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Highest grossing of 91 by in-year release. You're right. Beauty and the Beast is number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And then Hook is number 6.
But you're right. These are all like VHS stalwarts. If you're a kid who grew up in this time, you had some of these on VHS at least.
Father of the Bride. My grandparents had that on. Sleeping with the Enemy. We had that, and I wasn't allowed to watch it.
And we're getting to the point.
Yeah, go ahead.
We still able to have like original movies on here. Some of these movies are sequels, but
Father of the Bride is a remake,
right,
of a 1950s movie, which is I think a remake of a 1930s movie or something. But yeah, Father of the Bride is a remake. Addams Family is an adaptation of a comic book. Hook is an adaptation of a.
That's the original story.
Is original. Oh yeah, Hook is original story though. That's true.
Yeah, just Hook's based on a existing property.
Robin Hood is not based on anything other than the character of Robin Hood, which is public domain.
It uses some stories, some bits and pieces, but yeah, it's pretty much just public domain. Silence of the Lambs Oh, that's an adaptation of the book. Never mind.
Yes.
City Slickers. That's original, right?
Right.
There you go. Wholly original City Slickers sitting at number 5.
But still, like half of them are sequels with special effects, and half of them are like kind of more adult movies that
Yes.
are comedies. And so we still have half and half. Unlike today, where everything is a sequel or a remake or a special effects superhero movie, we still have Sleeping with the Enemy is not like it's like a thriller, basically.
Right.
That's Julia
Like a
Roberts'
lot-
movie, right?
That's Julia
Right.
Roberts. That's, to me, that was like, that's not the first big Julia Roberts movie, right? But it's got to be up there.
I think Pretty Woman was the first.
Pretty
one. That
Woman's
came
probably
Pretty Woman's
89,
the
right?
first.
Yeah.
earlier than this one. Yeah.
Pretty Woman's 90. So that was a year before this. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
her
like
breakout movie.
this is her first one where she's like, where there's not like another really famous actor like sharing the spotlight. Because like, yeah, because in Pretty Woman, she's with Richard Gere, who was, you know, in Officer and a Gentleman, which
Yeah, he was
if
the big
you
actor.
didn't-
I've never seen.
yeah, he was a bigger name than Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, like
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
bigger. But yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy, it's Patrick Bergen is the abusive husband in that, and he's in a different 1991 Robin Hood. There's 2 different 1991 Robin Hoods. What?
Oh,
I don't know another one. I just know the one.
well,
With
that's
Kevin
because one
Costner.
of them made $200 million. The other one probably bombed or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious what the gross is on this 91.
Be shocked if it was of above $1 million or something.
It did not.
I've never heard of it, so
It did not even get a theatrical release in the United
Okay.
States
That's
because
why.
of yeah.
They probably buried it. They're like, we already have a Robin Hood picture coming out. You can't show this other one.
Yeah, it's Canadian. It had a
Oh.
$15 million budget. I don't see how much it made, but probably not much.
They're like, America can't handle 2 Robin Hoods. You're gonna have to release it overseas.
But this has Patrick Bergen as Robin Hood. He's
Oh,
the very same year that he's menacing poor Julia Roberts.
does he do a better accent than Kevin Costner? Is that the question?
I'm sure he does. And that
100%.
he does any accent at all. Yeah.
Doesn't talk like he's from Texas or whatever. You know.
Wherever he's from. I think Patrick Bergen might be British. So
it works better for Robin Hood.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he's Irish actually.
Yeah.
That's fine, too.
Yeah, so we got an Irish Robin Hood. But yeah, no, you're right. Like I don't know well, you know what? Actually, this year the box office the 2026 box office so far, we do have some original stuff in there.
Okay.
We have 2 like little indie films that are killing it. Obsession is at 215 million and counting. It's number
That's
5
right.
right now. And Backrooms
Backrooms
It
is
is
based off.
it's
video
based
game.
off of it's really based off of a Reddit story. That's the
okay.
thing. The Backrooms is from a Reddit thread from the SCP subreddit that got turned into like a Roblox game and then a video game, and now it's the number 6 highest grossing movie. It beat Mandalorian and Grogu into the dirt. It beat Toy Story 5. so
Good.
far. Though Toy Story 5 just came out, so like it's
Upset
probably gonna
that exists for some reason.
I'm betting that Toy Story 5 will end up beating Backrooms, but Mandalorian and Grogu won't.
Oh, no.
I don't even think. I doubt that's even going to be in theaters for another week at this point.
I
But yeah,
know my
but
theater. I think is about done
the
with
top
it.
movies right now, we have Super Mario Galaxy movies number 1.
I had no idea that was out.
Yeah,
It's
which
decent.
it's not bad. It's a good kids movie. Michael,
Oh yeah.
fucking movie that like they specifically cut any reference to his alleged pedophilia. That movie just makes it. I fucking hate biopics like this. There's like, here's the greatest person that ever lived, and they never did anything wrong, and they're awesome for 2 hours. Fuck that movie. It's number
You
2.
did a lot of things wrong. Like
Yeah,
you need
it's
to.
number 2. Project Hail Mary, which I'm reading the book right now. It's good, though. I think The Fifth Civilization is better. Actually, much better. I'm gonna say it right now, Peter. No shit. You are a much better writer than Andy Weir.
Oh
Much
my
better.
god.
Don't get me wrong. I like him, but his writing is he comes up with good stories and he puts a lot of detail in it. And I do like how hard his sci-fi is, even though he has a lot of mistakes here and there. But his writing is just compared to your I think it's a little, I don't know. I don't want to talk crap. Anyway, I'm enjoying the book, but I think you're a better writer. But anyway,
Thank you.
But Project Hail Mary is sitting at number 3. Devil Wears Prada 2 is number 4. But then Obsession's number 5, Backroom's number 6, and then everything else is it's Mandalorian, Grogu, Hoppers, Toy Story 5, and Scream 7. Scream fucking 7.
Screams. Well, there's hope, but it's still bleak, I think.
Yeah.
Not that all those movies are bad, but as somebody who
really,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm just really happy about Obsession.
Right, that's good.
That movie has a $750,000 budget. $750,000 budget, and it is sitting at $215 million.
That is amazing.
From a first-time writer, director, just a YouTuber made a movie, and it's 200. I'm like, okay, democratization of film.
Not to get too off topic, but we're seeing the next. Hollywood right now is scrambling to be like, what else on the internet? You got some boomer executive who's like, give me the internet, give me the next thing. Give me the next back.
There's reports that they have people at all the studios who their job now is just to troll Reddit for stories. And they're just like paying Redditors like in like the creepypasta subreddits and things like that, just like paying them, hey, can we take your story for $25,000 just in case we decide to use it, kind of thing. Allegedly.
So when we get the Ben Drown movie.
Because between Backrooms, Obsession, and Iron Lung from last year.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
That's another YouTuber movie based off of a Roblox game.
Fucking Roblox, man.
And
well, that's what's coming to our theaters in 2 years. They'll be in 2027. There'll be internet movies now. But
yeah, but I'm happy for. I mean, sure. Again, that Iron Lung $3 million budget only made $51 million at the box office, but still, that's.
But that's how movies are now. Like, people, I love Star Wars. I still have yet to go see Mandalorian and Grogu, and I'm not going to, because I'm pretty sure if I want to, I'd have to before, and I didn't do it, so.
I feel like, exactly, like the Mandalorian and Grogu, even though I like the Mandalorian season 1 and 2, season 3 was mostly a wet fart. It was okay. It wasn't great. And I'm just like, them making this movie, I'm just like, ugh. And you literally just called it The Mandalorian Grogu. It's just the most cowardly decision you could have made.
I just don't want to go to theaters, really. Like, I'm tired a lot of times. I'm like, I don't want to pay for a $30 nap. I'll just go home and take a nap.
Well, I'll tell you the trick. Tuesday matinees.
Yeah.
My local theater, Tuesday matinee, $6. $6 a ticket.
No, I know, but
I'm probably going to go see The Mandalorian Grogu next week.
I always work on Tuesdays.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry. I got us way off track.
Part of this Star Trek is we mentioned the movie stuff and what's coming.
Star Trek 6 made $74 million, almost $75 million. It did have a really good opening weekend. It holds the record for the highest grossing, or at least took the record, highest grossing opening weekend of a movie based on a TV show, which was previously held by Star Trek 5.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And then it had another record too, but I forgot what it was. But
respectable amount for the time. 76 or 75 million, however much, is respectable for 1991. Not a huge hit, but not a bomb either. So.
And a great send off. This is a great send off to the
It broke Beverly Hills Cop's record for the highest weekend debut in December. And
there you go.
And then broke Star Trek 5's record for highest weekend debut of a film based on a television show. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then the next 3 weekends, it was demolished by Hook. Though really, Hook didn't make as much in its opening weekend or even its third weekend. Hook just like consistently made money going into the next year.
It's an okay movie.
I like Hook. I liked it a lot as a kid anyway. I haven't really watched it as an adult very many times.
Either.
Yeah, watched it once. I had it on VHS. I don't have it on DVD, so it's kind of one of those situations. But anyway, yeah, Star Trek 6, great. We're closing out on the original cast, except not quite.
Well, Spock isn't in the next movie. You just get Kirk, Doc.
Though he did film a scene for it.
Oh.
Yeah, he and James Doohan both filmed a cut scene for Generations.
Generations.
I had as a kid, I still have it somewhere, the novelization Generations, and it has in the middle of it, it has like 30 pages of behind the scenes photos from the movie, and behind the scenes and just stills from the movie, and the first behind the scenes photo is James Doohan, Leonard Nimoy, and William Shatner wearing these like Mylar spacesuits, and they're standing in like the desert or something. And it was the original. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to Generations.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, that'll be the next one people get to hear.
Yeah. We'll be getting. I'm looking forward to watching Generations. I haven't seen it in about 10 years. So
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
it
has some problems, but I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, nothing can be worse than 5 till Nemesis. So, right?
Yeah, it's definitely better. I mean, like I said, I think it's. I mean, I'd put it above 3 also.
All right.
I don't
That's
know
not
if I
bad
put
praise.
it above 2,
Well-
4, or 6, but
I'll reserve my judgment until I've seen Nemesis before I decide if number 5 or number.
Yeah, because after we
gonna
watch
say-
Nemesis, we'll rank them all like we did for some of the.
Yes.
and then we got to
Yeah.
get to the Kelvin verse.
Then the Kelvin verse, which
I'm excited for those.
I'm excited
But-
for the
Less
first 1 and a half,
excited.
1 and a third of them.
but we'll see. We'll get there. I will watch
Yeah.
them again.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the third one, so
I saw the third one in theaters.
I saw the
Actually.
first 2 in the theaters.
Me too.
I saw them.
And after the
Theaters.
second one, I didn't want to see the third one. So I didn't see the third one.
Still upset we never got a fourth one, but I get it.
Yeah.
I like those movies. From what I remember of them, I remember really liking them. So we'll see what my opinion is when we get to them in this series. But I remember having a good time with them.
I feel about them the way I feel about Last Jedi. The first one, I mean.
Okay.
In that it's a good movie, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars. That's how I feel about the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie.
That's fair, because it doesn't really feel like a Star Trek movie. Also, fun fact, this was almost a Starfleet movie with them as younger actors and characters meeting each other for the first time. What we almost got.
Star
So they
Trek 6
scrapped
was?
it. Yeah, because after
Oh.
5, they didn't want to do another movie with the original cast. They're like, that movie bombed,
They
so we're
want to
just
do
going to
they want to do like a prequel. Oh, that's cool.
kind of what we get with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of the Starfleet Academy, which they just did a TV show on. That idea has been gelling for a long time, and that was the genesis of it. Because everybody wanted to see Starfleet Academy, except for the fans who did not want. I believe the fans wrote in and were like, "We want to see if we're going to do one more movie. Let's see what the original cast. Let's have them go out with a bang."
because 5 was a terrible way to go out. Like, they deserve better.
Yeah. Well, I
mean,
would
and
like
this-
to see a good Starfleet Academy movie. That would be cool. Or series.
Plus the end of this movie where, like, I mean, we talked about the signatures, but just where they're supposed to go back and Kirk's like, tell them, the hell with it. And then they don't go back.
Right.
Like, that's a really nice, I mean, terrible insubordination as a military officer, but, it's a good ending.
He just saved the galaxy. They'll cut him some slack. They
He
always
just saved a war from happening, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And then
And he
the
does-
final we didn't mention the final line, which
Yeah.
has nothing at all to do with Star Trek and feels
No.
and is like it just is like it feels like they had a whiteboard of what should be the last line of the movie and they couldn't agree, and then someone's like, "Oh, let's just do that one."
What was the last line again?
It's the Peter Pan quote,
Oh,
second star to the right, straight on till morning.
which is like just a thing you would say as the last line of a movie taking aboard a ship,
In space.
especially a spaceship. Yeah.
Right.
It's just a generic final line for a for a space movie. It
Well,
has
don't
nothing
they-
to do with Star Trek?
They do the whole where no man, and then he goes where no one has gone before. I think isn't that the last line?
one of the
Then
last
ship-
lines.
Oh, is
They
that
do a-
he says that after the
I think so. I think he might do it
Peter
after.
Pan line? Oh, okay. I heard the Peter Pan line and I think my brain just like froze. Like,
He turns you off immediately. You're like, all right.
I'm
yeah.
done.
But no, I think he does the
And it's
whole.
funny because Hook came out a week later,
Yeah.
where Julia Roberts gets to say that line. So,
Yeah.
speaking
Okay.
of Julia Roberts, she's in 2 different
I forgot she was in
top-grossing
that
films
too.
this
Okay.
movie. Yeah,
See?
yeah,
This is
she's
why it's
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
All right.
Julia Roberts with the pixie cut, definitely great thing. Definitely enjoyed that as a kid.
I like Julia Roberts. She's a
I
good
love
actress.
Julia Roberts. I was in love with her growing up.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Seen The Mexican? She's so good, The Mexican.
Okay.
So, any
You need to go.
other things
Okay,
to
anyway.
mention?
It's about time.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have no
let's
more.
go to. No, I don't have anything else either. Let's go to shelf stacker box, and I'm going to go first. I'm putting this on the shelf. I really enjoyed this movie. I was tempted to watch it a second time, but instead I just watched like 3 YouTube videos about it instead. But I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I would definitely watch this again without issue. Like randomly, oh, let's put them on again, which I would not do for the whole series of movies. But this I would put back on. It was great. So shelf. Peter.
Yeah, I put on the shelf. It's a fun movie. It's very entertaining. And if you like history like I do, you can place it in the context of its time at the end of the Cold War. And I think that's really cool. So
Kerry.
Dolph, loved it. 3rd favorite of the originals, or 2nd favorite of the originals.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it was better. I mean, I'm not sure what you expected, but
I didn't remember it being this good. I think watching all all the movies leading up to it, having the context helped.
definitely makes a difference.
Right.
Since this movie is such a, ending to their series and
Yeah.
I mean, the original series altogether, like it's their send off, and it's a really good send off.
Yeah, having watched these 6 movies now, I feel like I don't know if I'm up for watching all of the original series, but I do
don't
kind of
recommend
want
it.
to. I want to get like a like I did with Star Wars Rebels. I want to get like a list of these are the episodes. These are like the 20 episodes you need to watch, and maybe watch those.
I recommend it for sure because it's a really good show. I mean, some of the episodes are terrible, but some of them, the highs are really high. Though.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like I watched the entire original series over a decade ago, but there's no way in hell I would ever do it again.
Well, similarly, like I'm not gonna probably ever rewatch the first season of Next Generation, and I love Next Generation.
I will. One of these days, I'm gonna just put Next Gen on again. It's gonna be my show. I'm just gonna run through it, and because my brain tells me I have to start at the beginning and watch everything, bad or good. My brain tells me it's not a choice. So
it's worth it. It's worth it. The good outweighs the bad for sure.
Maybe skip that Tasha Yar episode where she dies because I hate that episode. But other than that, yeah,
that's one of the better episodes of the first season too.
Do not like that episode.
No, it's not good. The first season is terrible. Just watch Encounter a Farpoint and Measure of a Man, and then move on.
I don't like Encounter a Farpoint either, but I know it's
important. No, but you got to watch it because it's context for all good things.
I just have to watch everything for context.
Yeah.
So I do want to. The only reason I haven't done another watch through of Next Gen yet is because me and Tiff are supposed to. Every time she's like, we should start that again. I'm like, we can start it, but then we have to watch it.
My family rewatch is on season 6. We just saw Tapestry, the It's a Wonderful Life episode with Picard and Speaking of, well, he's an ensign in that one, but
that's a really good one.
That's a good episode. Yep.
Yeah, when I did my rewatch of Next Gen last time, which was 4 years ago, I only got to like season 5 before they took it off Netflix, and I never got to finish it.
I ended up buying Next Gen. I bought Next Gen, DS9, and Voyager, so I never have to subscribe to something to watch my Star Trek.
Excellent.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I bought Next Gen. I had a bunch of Amazon credits, so I bought Next Gen digitally, and then I just went and bought the DVD box sets for DS9 and Voyager. So
okay, they're not. I don't think they're available digitally.
No, they're on Paramount Plus, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're on that, but I mean, like to buy them. I don't know if they're.
Oh, to buy? Yeah, I think they might be. I don't know.
Okay.
I bought them on DVD because it's cheap.
Fair.
I got the box sets for like $15 each.
Oh my god, I would have done that.
Yeah,
I should have done that too.
Like Next Gen digitally was like 45, I think, but I don't remember.
All right, and then next time you hear us with Star Trek, it will be Generations, and we get to start the Next Gen crew, which I'm excited for.
Yeah,
I'm excited for 3 of those 4 movies.
Same.
One I am not excited for.
I'm excited for 4 out of 4 because that last one's going to be a doozy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be a great conversation.
It will be. That's what I'm looking forward to. And not the movie, the conversation.
There's going to be a lot of complaining, I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be like when we watch Rise of Skywalker. It's going to be the same thing.
Oh, God.
Don't remind me.
I will strive to find one.
That was one of the movies that, had it not been for this podcast, I would have kept my happy memory when I left that theater with a tear in my eye and was like, man, that was great. And never watched it again because I knew what was going to happen.
You need a dose of reality, Michael.
I wanted to live in that fantasy. That was a good movie. It wasn't, but I wanted to live in that fantasy. I loved it in theaters. I was so happy. And then, And then I rewatched it and went, oh no. It just got worse and worse. But at least, I'm curious to see how bad Nemesis will be when we get there. But at least it's not the end of that crew because we get Picard, which I guess has a decent send off for that crew. I was told, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
there's part of me wants to do Picard when we finish everything else at some point, but all 3 seasons, we'll see.
Discuss it later. We'll discuss it in a year.
Yeah, I know. Those are my later plans after we finish all this.
We got a ways to go still.
Yeah, we do. All right, then we should go to plugs. And Kerry, where can people find you at?
Hey, I'm on Twitch and YouTube as Kerooseta, Kerooseta. I modify and repair video game consoles, play a lot of Dark Souls. Just check me out.
You do love your Dark Souls.
Yes.
And Peter.
We've written a trilogy of sci-fi books. First one is called The Fifth Civilization, and it has been described as better than Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So check out The Fifth Civilization. You can find it on Amazon or Google it and go and see where that takes you.
Very good book. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, over 1,000 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to hear our other Star Trek, if you just randomly jumped in on this one, you will see in the show notes the rest of our Star Trek episodes, so definitely go check that out, plus thousands of other stuff, so check all that out. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon. A little dollar, you can vote in our Patreon polls. We have 2 polls a month, which affect the show. And then we also have, you get the episodes early. Because once these are edited, I just throw them on there on the Patreon. So if you're a Patreon, you get them ahead of time. But everything will come out eventually because I will not lock anything behind a paywall because I don't like that idea. So, but check out our giant catalog. And if you donate $10 or more, we'll plug your podcast or YouTube. Every episode I make during that month, I make a shit ton. Like these lovely people, Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess on YouTube and Twitch. And check out her podcast, Nerds Broadcast. Check out Zach's show, absolutely the best podcast of work in progress, talking about the MCU movies and currently doing the Alien Predator franchise. And check out Bill Tucker's show, A Gamer Looks at 40, and his new podcast, Carrying My Cross. And also want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And make sure you check out and join our Discord. That's what I also want to say. Join our Discord. You see a link in the show notes. We're always happy to have new people join with us, chat with us. If you want to be on the show, that's the way to do it. That's where I always ask for a guest and post everything. So check that out. And then please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only. And rate and reviews wherever you get your podcasts. Helps out the algorithm a lot and makes me happy. So please do that. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Second start to the right, straight on till morning.